On September 4th of 2019, YouTube got fined by the FTC for $170 million. Now, that doesn't seem like a lot of money for YouTube, Google. They've got quite a bit more money than that, but that's a pretty hefty fine. The government wants their money. Pay up, pay up. So this is COPPA. Now, COPPA, like it was said, is the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act. It was written by a Democrat, and his name was Richard Bryan. Now, Richard Bryan, at the time, a Democrat of, I believe he sat as a senator from Nevada. He also, interestingly enough, was against the SETI program, which I thought was like he was against SETI. Anyway, he represented this bill. He wrote this bill. He put it into effect in 1998. And just, it seems like within the past couple of years, what's been happening is that the government is really putting this into effect. Now, COPPA protects kids up to 13. So when I saw this comment here, hold on one second. When I saw this in my dashboard as a YouTube content creator, I kind of did some research on what the hell was going on, because not a lot of content creators are getting into this. A lot of content creators are just like going right after YouTube and getting upset. And while YouTube has definitely mishandled this once again, I want to focus more on why this is happening, because it's not out there. And I do believe that the government's cashing in on the COPPA. And I do believe that some of the measures for COPPA are justified as, 13-year-olds and under. You got a lot of children out there that are just watching the TV all day, clicking on anything they can click on. And some of them are like kind of false thumbnails, and they get into it, and it's maybe not the best content they should be watching. But the government should not get into your own house and tell you what you can do, even if it's not the best thing for your child. The government should stay away from your house. It seems like a very communist thing to do. And COPPA, while it means well, while it does mean well, kind of interferes with kind of personal freedoms as a parent and what your child can and can't watch. And they're basically, Uncle Sam is telling you, hey, basically what Uncle Sam is saying is like, most of Americans are shitty parents. And I might agree with that. But on the other hand, like, we should have the freedom not to worry about this. Also, COPPA protects a lot of the data transfers or data gathering or data farming from larger companies in regards to 13 and younger children, that is defined as kids. And, I really wanted to investigate this because, YouTube has mishandled this situation. And I wanted to show you guys my analytics down here. And really, it doesn't affect too much of us. Like, a lot of people are getting kind of angry. But now my content is in gaming, by the way. I have put out many gaming videos, and I've got Minecraft videos, and I've got, I've got a lot of different types of videos. But I wanted to show you that if you look at the 13 to 17 range, I don't really have many viewers in that category. So when Quartering starts talking about, like, hey, this is going to affect my revenue a lot, I'm not quite sure. I know he gets into Pokemon stuff, and I get where he's coming from. I understand that he's upset and worried about it. I am too. As a content creator, I get worried because when they said, hey, like, watch out because, like, you got to answer these questions now every time, or you can go into your user setting and set yourself up as a content creator that only makes videos for 13 and older. And the reason why we're seeing this now is because they got sued. YouTube got sued in September for $170 million. So YouTube's like, hey, you guys are going to have to make sure they don't want to get that liability again. They don't want to get hit with the FTC fines. So they're putting that responsibility on us to say, hey, this content is for 13 and older. And I understand that. But it at the same time, I worry, like the Quartering, like, I have videos out there that might not be searchable anymore because of how I'm answering my content questions. Like, the questions that I got, perhaps, I'm going to say, hey, no, this isn't geared towards kids. Well, does that mean my video is less searchable? YouTube does not answer these questions. I have looked all over because I wanted to have this ready for you about if YouTube actually have answers on whether the content's going to be less searchable and less seen. But it's rather laughable because I'm not at the size where I'm searchable anyway, because the algorithm doesn't favor people that don't make YouTube tons of money. And that's the next kind of topic I wanted to talk about. If you're a YouTuber like Jeremy here at the Quartering with hundreds of thousands of subscribers, you're more worried than a DeGames or a DG at 10,000 subscribers, because you already know that the algorithm is rigged so that people who are searching for things are going to find people that have more subscriber base already. This is another problem. That YouTube has geared it as a money-making machine, because YouTube's going to make more money off of people that are already established, that have larger subscriber bases, and they're going to show the content from Quartering. If the Quartering decided to make Star Citizen content, which is one of my main focuses here on the channel, and you type up Star Citizen, Jeremy's content's going to be there first before mine ever even sees the light of day. And that's just an issue where YouTube has rigged it for the larger YouTubers. Now the larger YouTubers are worried because, hey, wait a second, I'm not going to be in search anymore because of COPPA. Because if I answer this question, which everybody's required to, it's the law, and they're pushing it, and YouTube's pushing it as a platform because they do not want to have to get fined again. Could you imagine getting fined over and over again? It's like a cash machine for the government, and you know, the government's kind of, you know, going after the people that have the money. You know, notice they're going after YouTube. Notice they're like pulling that, you know, ching 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 ching. So YouTube's preventing this from happening again from the government cashing in. But you know, the Quartering's comments do make sense to me. I understand why he's worried. But like I said, you know, when it comes down to the analytics of it, and I was really looking at it, you know, like I didn't have very many viewers anyway in that age range. You know, so I personally, for me, I don't think it's going to affect me too much. But for others that actually made a lot of money making content for kids in the toy category, those people don't have a living anymore. And I feel bad for those people that were making legitimate content for children. And now because of COPPA, they really can't. They really can't anymore. They have done everything to make it so that, like, essentially there's no content for children that can be monetized anymore. And that's how YouTube answered this problem. And I think that they mishandled it. Once again, YouTube, I talk about this all the time. The past week and a half, I have done so many videos on YouTube and how they're mishandling situations. And this is yet another one. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I would love to see what you guys have to say about it, and I will see you guys on the next vid.